Okay, I think I'm set up here. I just overslept the round. I thought the round was at 6:30. Round was at 5. So I fucked up. I don't no no no. I actually just got out of bed and put on whatever clothes I could find. I didn't do anything. Sorry to tell you. Um the round started already. It's cuz it was at 6:30 yesterday. I took a power nap. But there's not going to be cameras it means cuz I wasn't there to get the camera feed. So I'm not too happy. Just wanted to get like an hour of sleep. So we're already in the middle of the game. It started at 5 Eastern. What are you peeking to, Czech Manarov? Amon is playing a fellow Canadian. She's on our women's team, national women's team. Miley Jade. I think she goes to school in the U.S. on a chess scholarship. But yeah, 2,200 FIDE. Um, Amon had white. Queen's Gambit declined. And at least I can say he likes these positions. Yeah, she won the Canadian Women's Championship this year, 9 out of 9. Hey, Mike Morton. Oh man, there's no cameras. It's my fault. You hope that Black takes on D4, takes away their center, gives them an IQP, and it gives your knight a nice outpost. It's probably not going to happen unless Black's provoked to exchange. Um, if you bail out, you could do something like this, but it's not that simple. I'll go knight e5, try to play knight c4, b3, and there might be some of an annoying initiative on this over here. So maybe kind of a interesting, I guess, position here because it's not that easy for white to improve. You don't want to play here. They take. You don't really have many ways to improve things. You could clarify, but as I showed, it's not that simple. Maybe a3, but a3 you got to look at b4 maybe, something like this. But the reason white's opting for this structure is if you look at it from the position we have right now, pawns on e3 and f3, right? They cover a lot. And then the pawn on d4 too. They take away most of black's potential squares. Um, good question, Jules Gambit. If black plays c4, what would white do? We're kind of looking for that, looking for the tension to disappear because as soon as you play c4, you're no longer putting pressure on d4. And then I can thrust forward with pawn to e4 and start mobilizing these pawns. So, Amon would love to see that, but black's not going to play that unless provoked. I'm just drinking a Red Bull. I mean, how do you provoke black into playing c4? c4 is not a terrible move, but it allows white e4. So here, if I was just to play bishop d1 back to d3, it wouldn't really surprise me if this was the response. c4 with tempo, and then b4, and then maybe black pushing their queenside majority, gaining a bunch of time. So it's not that c4 is always bad, but you have to be aware that white wants to play e4, and inversely, white needs to be acutely aware that um, this majority is mobile for black, and at any moment that could, you know, um, manifest into like a passed pawn or something. If you get b4, c4, c3, I mean, it's more long-term stuff, but it's definitely possible. But before then, that's how we have the pawns touching. Just some basic tension. Elon stream, what does that mean? It's interesting. I mean, maybe white can play f5 and g4, but it's a very provocative way of playing. I probably would play this and then go for this. It's not unheard of to maybe use the doubled Fs, but it's hard to say. He's calling me autistic and fat, says Chekmanarov. Me? I just got out of bed. I'm too groggy to respond. Well, if you play e4 without waiting for c4, I mean, your center collapses. For example, b4, but black's gonna take here. b4. I don't know where to move the knight, but let's just say here. And now takes. Takes, and we're left with something like this. We're left with a single pawn on e4. No f pawn, no d pawn. This is an isolated pawn. And it wasn't really the goal. The goal was to like have a continuous pawn mass, because then you can really push black back. That's the difference, right? In the current position, if a3 and c4 is played and you go e4, you actually have a pawn mass, more than one pawn, and you're able to grab a bunch of space as a result. Amon lost earlier today. So many quick draws already. I hate that. Yeah, I mean, it's 2 games a day. I don't blame him. The players aren't getting paid, so, you know, there's always a big difference if they're getting paid and they're not getting paid. Here it's the opposite, so they're allowed to do whatever they feel like. Happy Thanksgiving, Glenny. Thanks for resubbing here. 39 months. Glenny 1010. I have to put the Cowboys game on. 1 sec. I'm on round one, lost round two, and now round three. He's playing a women's grandmaster from Quebec. Miley Jade Oulet. And I think Amon has coached her before. Uh, she's a young woman and also our best player. So, seen her since she was a kid. Am I going to the World Rapid and Blitz this year? Yes, I will go to Kazakhstan. I will go to Kazakhstan and hunt. No, we taught group classes in Montreal for some strong Quebec juniors. She was in that class, so I even taught some of them. But maybe even at some World Youths, or I know Amon has taught the national women's team before as well, so he's worked with most of the ladies. In 2016, he coached the national women's team. What hunting is there in Kazakhstan? We're gonna find out. Gonna find out there. Magnus having a rough match right now. Who's Magnus playing? Where is he playing? Is there a tournament going on? Can I hunt Magnus? Many questions. He'd be a nice Thanksgiving turkey for the channel. Twitch has been pretty dead the past month or so. What do you mean by dead? Like dead content, dead viewers, just lacking events, dead energy. You mean across all channels? Yeah. It's a good observation. Chess is definitely the numbers are definitely down a lot. Hey, thanks, Bach. Maybe I need to play a blitz game to wake everyone up. Maybe not. Probably not. The pools are dead as well. There's nobody to play. Everybody's playing chess. They're not having dinner, they're just playing chess. Why the suit? I have no why, no reason for anything. I just slept in. Thought the round was at 6:30. It was at 5. I woke up at 5:58. Put on clothes and came here. There's gonna be a marquee match on this channel later tonight. Marquee match. Alan says I look good. Alan, I guess just a black shirt, black t-shirt, and a jacket to cover the belly, eh? Bit of a cheat code. It's sad we won't see you in Los Angeles there, Alan LBQ. We're gonna miss you in LA. But thanks for the resub. Could be the chess audiences are getting more mature and life is getting in the way now. It could be. But from meeting many of the viewers in person, hosting consistent events, I can say for sure the answer is no. Most people are not that busy. Their life's not getting in the way. They're not doing much. But what is happening is people's interest in chess can be up and down. You know what I mean? You know, you get addicted to chess, then you get burnt out. So that's happening. That sort of some seasonal hobbies. But we even have a clause for some of our viewers that they're not allowed to enter relationships or have kids, or they lose their VIP. Because then they'll divert more attention towards their kids than the channel. So some people are even locked in on those contracts. So we keep a tight leash around here to make sure the viewers are engaged and engorged. Or engaged and erect, whatever you want to say. What's the music? It's a pretty famous score. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. Will Flynn says, my attendance has certainly dipped since the lady appeared. Yep, it's never been the same. New J, thanks for the prime. Let me, we should check on Amon's game again, hey? The delay is killing us. Hikaru's ready. Does he want to analyze Amon's games? Is that what he's looking for? How about we get Hikaru to play for Amon? Because Amon's loss today definitely sends him a bit back in the tournament. His FIDE rating's almost on the verge of being closer to 2400 than 2450. So we might need to bring in some muscle. What is the soundtrack? Is it still Pirates? It was Pirates. It changed from Pirates just now. This is scary music. I'm switching it up. Sorry about that. Has this move caught him by surprise? No. Amon just doesn't know how to improve his position. I mean, what do you do to improve your position? E4 doesn't work. Your knights don't really have juicy squares. H3, you could it's almost overly prophylactic. A3 was one of my suggestions. One of the benefits there is that let's say after A3 and they go B4 and we take, I'm gonna go knight A4. I'm gonna go B3 to support that knight, so it's always protected by a pawn. It doesn't hang. Then I'm gonna go bishop D3, then rook A1, and I have a file to work with, which I wouldn't have had if I didn't play A3. And any little bit of space that I can work with is useful, since from the initial position there's not that much. Right. Like let's say I went B3. Right? Let's just say B3. I don't think it's a good move, but B3 is playable here. Some of you guys would for sure play B3. Black plays B4. We go knight A4, it's the only square, and then C4. I mean, there's no A file to work with. This is about to be a protected pass pawn. It's looking kind of scary, hey? Cowboys touchdown. Okay, okay. Axe. Sorry, AK Zovo. Thank you for the prime. JC, thank you for the 5. Lewis, 78 months in a row. I have not seen that name in a while. Lewis Whitebase. Thank you, buddy. Neil's here. JC's here. Java Bandit's here supporting his Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? You know what? You can have your Cowboys win, right? Just not by 9 points or 10 points. I need a touchdown from what am I saying? I need a touchdown from the Giants right now, and then I think I have it locked up. Are you watching people on a boat thing today? We're watching Amon play chess. You could compare it to being on a boat. If I was, let's say the winds are picking up. The boat's pretty rocky right now. Some things on the boat aren't really working. Some of the pipes are broken, but we're still afloat, and we can still salvage things. We can still salvage our ship, but we need to win this game in order to get some of the repairs in order, because we took some damage to the hull in game 2. Pirates damaged the ship, took some parts, so we're gonna need a makeshift setup, but I'm optimistic. With the win here, some repairs and some fun. Someone forgot the vodka. Yeah, Red Bull but no vodka. That's right, Red Rum. Sir, did you lose money on Canada? I lost very little on Canada. In fact, I won money. I bet that Canada would lose by no by less than 2 goals. So if Canada loses by 1 goal, I win the bet. If Canada loses by 0 goals, so it's a tie, I win. So I actually won on Canada. I bet the spread. I won, yes. I won. But I wanted Canada to win. Yes. Yeah, right now betting on underdogs is pretty tempting. There's I know Yas was watching this Thursday night, Thursday afternoon football. Giants versus Cowboys, division rivals. I'm very hyper and the delay is not helping me. Sometimes Amon plays really boring. This is one of those occasions. Or I should put it this way, he plays really boring and slow. And then what you need to do is you need to wake him up. You need to get him in time trouble, and then he starts playing fast and exciting. But he's he hasn't really started the game yet at this point. All his moves have been autopilot. No, I'm not betting against Canada. I'm just betting they won't lose. Like it's a half-half. I think they can beat Morocco, and then hopefully we do some damage against Croatia. Maybe a draw. I don't know. Draw against Croatia, beat Morocco by like a bunch. We'll figure something out. Like, is Amon really thinking for this long, or is the delay messed up? Well, if we beat Morocco and we draw Croatia and Croatia loses to Belgium, then we would make it in. Is Amon really down to 30 minutes while she has an hour 20? Oh well. I mean, he's good in time trouble, but there aren't that many moves to consider here. Just play a3. Just play a3. Keep it safe. I mean, maybe he's single knight f4, something strategically super risky. You tell me. There's no live video. You guys are all complaining, and then I slept in. It's my fault, but I'll blame you guys. Lee chess clocks match the chess.com clocks. Well, then you know they're legit, right? Carl, you love the Iggy jersey? Happy to hear. Belgium was poor, yeah. I think we'll have a better idea how Canada is against the other teams. I don't think that was Belgium's, like, something was a bit off there. Or maybe they're just not, they're, a little overrated at number 2. Or not overrated, but just that's not their present level. This is a very low energy stream. It is. I just woke up. I took a nap. It's supposed to be a chill stream. It's supposed to help people fall asleep. Play Hickey. If you play Hickey, I'll watch Ali Reza. If you and Hikaru play, I can put some games on. I'm tired. Waking up at 5 a.m. to watch soccer, commentating or streaming twice a day minimum because we have to watch Below Deck. Baker's dozing. Thank you for the prime. I agree, Java Bandit. Like, what's going on here? Is Amon falling asleep? Oh, we have a move. DC5 already. Bishop C5 is going to be played by Miley. And now, my concern is this knight floating over to C4, right? So let's go, first of all, if you're really worried, you might consider giving up your bishop. I'm not a big fan of that. But let's just examine. Let's lift the kimono. And then I'm going to put a knight. One of the two squares, knight f4 or knight d4. I can't figure it out. Let's go knight d4. I can see him on going for this. He wants to probably circle this. Knight around. b3, rook c1, rook c2. Or even probably rook c1, rook c2 first without b3. So even though black has the bishop pair, there's a knight blockade, there's an isolated pawn. This bishop on e6 is not that strong right now. So now you would never want to push these pawns and open things up. It's a different way of playing. But it's simple, at least. You give up the bishop pair, you get your knight established on d4, and you play around it. Dude, I'm commentating here. I've no interest in a rapid game. I'm sorry, bud. You could be the hottest chick in the world, and I would say no right now. We have to watch Amon's game. I'm committed. We need a win here. What's that? My phone was vibrating, but it was not a notification that I was seeking. If Mon's gonna spend this amount of time to concede some of the center and go for the structure where you play against the IQP, he's got to follow up quickly. Like put your knight on d4 right now, or like take on g6. But you can't just like have a think every fucking move. You need to string together some moves, coordinate. So, because I'll say one thing, right? Amon lost round 2. He played pretty okay to my eyes, but he fucked something up in time trouble. He put his king on the wrong square and went from a draw to a loss. If he had time, I can't imagine him losing that game under any circumstances. So, because it was either one move draws, one move wins. One move draws, one move loses. So, part of that is on time trouble. Don't get in time trouble. You won't lose some of those games. His opponent didn't play very well last game, and he still lost. Your wife likes my jacket. Thank you, Nicola. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. I just got out of bed. I didn't think about what I was doing. I just knew that I had to put on clothes because I slept in, so I don't have access to the camera anymore. So I had to just put something on. I didn't want to commentate naked. Okay, so she's gonna take back this way. You capture towards the center. And then I think knight d4. I don't mind this plan at all. It's easy to execute. It's simple. It doesn't get you a big advantage. It's not that easy, but um, it'll do. I'm distracted by the Cowboys game. Okay, knight d4 any moment now, right? Maybe that was Ali Reza playing Magnus on chess.com. Are they still playing right now? Who knows? The gosh darn Cowboys are marching down. Just one failed 4th and 1, and this is what we have. I like this plan from Amon because it's a plan that shouldn't take too much effort. You put a knight here, it's defended. None of these pawns, there's no pawns that can attack it. Then this knight probably goes to e2. Then you put some resources into the c file, since that's the only file right now for the rooks. And you hope at some point, this is what you dream of, right? You dream of something like this. I'm just making a move. That black gives up their bishop for your outpost. It could be, I could take back with another piece, but this is not the good bishop. Black's good bishop is their dark squared bishop. It can work outside of the pawn chain. The pawns are all on light squares. And also white's tenders e3 pawn is on a dark square. This bishop has limited mobility. And even when it goes there, it doesn't have long-term security, right? Here, we could even kick it out if we wanted. Here, it's just these dark squares are all really, really weak. Whereas white can still challenge for this, that. So you wanna, what it means, one thing that it means is that what's a favorable exchange for white? Trading off the dark squared bishops. Knight d4. The knight's on d4. It's an outpost. Let's say black goes here, and you go, and something like this happens. That would be favorable. I would 100% trade off dark squared bishops if I'm playing white here, because then this knight is even more secure. Now there's no bishop, and even e3 doesn't have as many attackers. Good knight, bad bishop. Good knight, average bishop. Whatever you want to call it. Bad, mediocre, but the knight, centralized knight outpost. Now the game's not over here at all, but white definitely would have a comfortable advantage. Since I think Bandit might be in a good mood because his Cowboys have scored 2 touchdowns all of a sudden. You got invited to a concert by this girl I like, but I was late to respond and she went with someone else. That makes me laugh. Because now you're stuck here. This is what we like to have. RIP to you, but now you get to hang out and watch some chess. And that's not all that bad. But yes, for most girls you're into, there's probably 10 different guys texting them. You have to be very sharp. Because behind every girl, there's a Zim. There's a guy from Zimbabwe. And if you don't take her out, Zim will. You did lose on time. It's okay. We got things to work on. Yes. Run with the ball. Good run. Let's get some speed in there. Go Giants. Give me a touchdown. Ideally, I would like to lose this game. I want the Cowboys to win 49-42. Sorry, 29-22. Pardon me. Yes, Neil, I'll tell you my bet. I have Giants plus 10.5 spread and over 45.5 over under. Bit of a parlay. Who's this running back? Following games with a delay, even though we have nothing else to compare it to, it just feels different when you know there's a delay. All right. Amon needs to execute. Knight C E2. Rook C1. Rook C2. Rook FC1. And then, if you've improved all of your pieces and you're still thinking about what do I want to do next, maybe, just maybe, the knight on E2 goes to F4. Maybe, just maybe, the queen can harass these pawns and maybe transfer to the queen side somehow. Maybe, just maybe, the bishop on F2 goes to G3 or H4. But first, order of operation, knight CD2. Connect your knights, open up the diagonal for your queen, and open up the C file for your rooks. Knight C2, rook C1, rook C2, rook FC1. Look, how many moves is that? That's a bunch of moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 moves. And then we can start thinking later. What's black's plan? I mean, generally it would be to target the soft pawns or open the position up for the bishops. Come on. 3 running plays? I need points from the Giants, not runs. Throw the ball. They're working hard, but we need some passing. Ideally to Slayton, who I have in fantasy. Unreal. 4 straight running plays. What's with this play calling? Okay. I'm going to commentate more on this than the game. Okay. I'm going to have to play some blitz to... Okay. Knight here. Knight here or rook C1 first. This could be a cheeky move order. You can go rook C1 first. It's not like this is ever a concern. You can take with a pawn, but you could probably take with a queen. So the reason we're taking with anything but a pawn, generally I like to have a knight there or a queen there, is because if we have the pawn in the way, we don't have as much pressure on the isolated pawn. We have our own isolated pawn. By taking back with a piece, we keep control over the file, at least our half. The ability to stack rooks behind it, put pressure on the IQP, blockade it as well. So I like having a piece there. But that's never going to happen. She's not going to take. No, but this is brutal. How do you call 4 straight running plays? I get 2 max. Especially when you're getting 1 yard per carry and the last 2. Okay, anyways. Amon played knight c2. Yeah. Good move, easy move. The next few moves should be honestly easy. Amon's down 40 minutes. That's not okay. But at least his next few moves are very natural. Again, even though white's position isn't remarkable, the knight doesn't come in very easily. The bishop doesn't activate. This bishop's good, but it's not that easy for black to come up with a plan. So that's why I like just getting these moves set up and figuring it out. And then maybe I'll get a little ambitious. I'll put my bishop here. I'll put my knight here. I'll start putting pressure on that. Then I'll start putting pressure. Just give me some time. But it starts with rerouting my rooks and getting them involved. This is a must-win game for Amon, for sure. You go g5, I go h3, and now your pawn's just loose there. I mean, I don't know how you get g4 in. g5 itself is not a bad move. You can argue that h3 weakens g3, but g5 also requires maintenance potentially. It's playable. Now, if white doesn't play h3, yeah, g5, g4 would be a way to undouble your pawns, open up the position. I like it. Just for sure, Amon will react with h3. For sure. 39. Let's get a proper play call here. Oh, actually, you're forced to. Hello, McNaster. Hello, Omid Malik. Wow. We got some big names in the chat. That's a smart jacket. Thank you. G5 was played. Amon might throw in rook c1 first. I'm not worried about g5, but I think it's fine as a move. I guess part of what I'm saying is I don't think Amon is worried about it either. Because he'll want to play h3. The drawback of h3 is the g3 square. For sure. So that's why g5 is not useless. But let's see what happens. Rook here, where do you put the queen? H3? Yeah. If you can get the queen somewhere else and then you play H3, then you can still do it. But might be worth it. Might be worth it for black. Amon lost in the pawn endgame last game. Has Amon always struggled with time? No. No. When we were young, it wasn't much of an issue for either of us. Magnus is losing a blitz match? Holy smokes. These tight ends on Dallas are destroying me. Magnus is losing, hey? 11.5 to 9.5. Whoa. It's pretty serious. Are there more games for me to watch? Meanwhile, Hikaru's playing Alex Rustamov. Whoa. It's strong on here. Just I'm not invited. Did Magnus log off? What's going on here? How do I watch? I don't know how to use friggin' chess.com anymore. All players. Alright, let's send Magnus a challenge. My record is I think 2 draws, 4 wins, 30 losses. I'm a good rebound. Not possible challenge Magnus Carlsen because they're offline. Always too late. Oh man. Oh. What's the saying that Yasser likes? What's the phrase? Always the bridesmaid, never the groom. I don't know. I don't get any partners. He's appearing maybe offline just for me. I might be blocked. Maybe it's yeah. Oh yeah, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Of course. I said groom, that didn't make sense. I have a scuffed version of it. Nice and scuffed. The Cowboys are about to score like 3 touchdowns unanswered. Brutal. I'm not happy. Rook C1 was played. How much will Amon make if he wins? Nothing. Yeah. It's only round 3 of the event, and Amon's on a 50% score. So if they were paying out prizes today, he would get 0. Did Dallas throw a challenge flag? Okay. Yeah, in general, it's hard to make money from chess. At Amon's level, it's impossible. If you're talking about prize money. I mean, he's seeded 36 in the event. I'm playing h3. I'm calling for h3 right now. I like Amon's position. It's just easy to execute. Go h3. Now I pass the ball back to you guys. I wish I was calling the Cowboys Giants game. Get me in that booth. Just h3. Keep it simple. Not just say you move your bishop out. Just you pass it right back, right? I might just go bishop here. If you're really high T, you go g4. You play king g2, and you even take this extra space and take it all. Take it all. Omid, aren't you a Lakers fan? You will shoot the ball swish. You're a Lakers fan. You might need to get signed on to their G League team and start working your way up. They could use a few shooters. If Amon plays h3 and g4, I'm going to be really happy. But it starts with h3 first. Rook c1's a good move. Force the queen to go somewhere. Say queen b7. h3. h3. Yeah, black has to come up with a plan. Sometimes you got to let the players do it, you know? Let the lower rated players make mistakes. Oh, that's we got a celebration. I'm not celebrating that Cowboys touchdown. I like the Cowboys, but they're not my favorite team. It's the only NFL game I've been to. But they're generally my favorite team in that division. You think the Pats are upsetting the Vikings? It's definitely possible. They could beat them up as well. Not just an upset, but a big one. Like 1 or 2 touchdowns, just a nice grimy game. A couple run TDs. Oh, we have a couple moves. No, those are my moves. Wait, are those were my moves? Oh, see, look, I'm predicting all the moves. Queen b8, h3, bishop d7 was played. This is good. All right, I'm on. Do you remember what plan I gave? I gave everyone a plan here. You could go g4 if you're really feeling it. You could. But how about this? Rook c2, rook c1. Rook c2, rook c1. Rook c2, rook fc1. Let's get some points on the board. Because it's not that easy for, like, look at the benefits. Let's say they go b4, rook here. I mean, you try to activate your bishop this way, it's no problem. There's no more pins. And this is hanging. Black has some things to deal with, such as this knight. Can you improve this knight, or is it fine there? This bishop. This queen. White's queen is centralized. Plan is simple. Initiate trades. Trades are good. Better pawn structure because this is an IQP. There are still some green flags here. 29 Ronito, thanks for the 20 months. Yeah, McNaster hit 1300. Now he's at 1320. Good job to McNaster. So I like stacking personally, but you could get frisky with that. But stacking, just keep it simple. Just your ABCs. There's really no reason not to play it, and Amon has played it. I'm happy to see that. You know, one thing that's good is I don't have the camera at all because I slept in. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's not like even if you guys don't see the camera, I have the camera and I can figure it out. No. I don't know how to fix that delay situation because it kind of ruins some of the tension when you don't know what's going to happen. Too many spoilers. Psst. Dude, you're down by 2 touchdowns. Oh my goodness. Running all the time down by 2 touchdowns is going to get me so frustrated. Oh my goodness. We got to cover 9 or 10 points. That requires a TD here. Good, good, good. Speed, speed, speed. Who's better at clock management, Amon or the Giants? The Giants. Amon's clock management is really bad. I mean, it's actually like during Title Tuesday, it's he might just be the worst at clock management in Title Tuesday, in all of Title Tuesday. Like if we had our statisticians and you saw how many players like get under 2 seconds or spend a minute on like move five, Amon has to rank near the very top or bottom, depending on how you look at it. And he has results in spite of that, not because of it. I can say personally it frustrates the shit out of me because it's usually unnecessary. No, but it's just objectively bad. It's not a good thing, you know. You won't hear any top, but he used to be really good at it. So I mean, really fast and good at time management. So um, I'm optimistic it can change, but it's not going to change out of thin air. Nicola says only the Giants run well behind in the fourth. Hello, Nicola. Well, I mean, if you're down 2 touchdowns, like this is kind of funny. Like, first of all, I need them to score a touchdown minimum. Please score a touchdown. But they all. I've never seen a team run like this down by 2. They need 2 touchdowns and they're, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking about it, but it's definitely something I'm not used to seeing. No, it's not just rustiness. If you ask like players who are perpetually in time trouble, it becomes like a habit, almost an addiction or something. Unless you can be perpetually rusty, like let's say rusty for 6 or 7 years. But Amon is in time trouble in Blitz games online, even though he streams Blitz sometimes 50 hours a week. So when you see that, then you can realize it doesn't have to do with rust if it's in every aspect of the game. Uh, yeah. You can't compare Amon to Ray Robson or David Howell. It just doesn't work. But I've played, yeah, I know both the guys, and Amon's time trouble is worse, significantly. Well, when people bring up time trouble, usually if you're gonna bring up the main example, it is Grishuk. Grishuk is probably the most public example where his time will go down to like 1 second sometimes. And then he picks up the increment. Holy shit. Cowboys cover. That was brutal. I get into time trouble too much, but some tournaments I work on it. Some tournaments it's a nagging issue, but it's always a good thing when I'm not in time trouble. Always a positive. G4. I like G4. One of the ideas of G4 looks funny. It's just King G2, Bishop G3. Bishop G3, trade it off, and we're good to go. The game ain't over yet. I watched the Brazil match against Serbia. Yes, let's get a Giants stop, Nicola, and a Giants touchdown. But it's like watching Zach Wilson last week in the second half. Almost that bad. New York quarterbacks. I might need to play some chess now to untilt. Amon's playing this well. And he's still at 15 minutes, so he's not like spending a bunch of time on each move, but he's playing what I'm looking for. And I think G4, King G2, Bishop G3 is a nice idea. Rook C1 is an Amon move, but generally speaking, you'd want to keep a pair of rooks on the board to exert more pressure on D5 and just give yourself some room to work with. Like, because the goal is to still to win the game and not like, trade everything off. If you trade everything off, isolated pawns are not. I'm talking about absolutely everything. Then the king can actually come and be used as a defender of the isolated pawn. So you kind of want enough pieces on the board so that the king still has to stay inside. Rook C1 was played. It's not going to lose, but it's like very far down on the list of moves to play here. Rook D1, G4, even B3. Trading the rooks is like, yeah. It's safe. It's safe. I'll put it that way. It's safe. I hope, but yeah. Okay, like this is something you'll notice. Amon trades a lot and he goes into end games. And he'll initiate the trades. He likes to trade. Yesterday he had a nice position. I probably would have won by checkmate. He opted for a really nice clean rook endgame. Fine. Today he traded into down as well instead of trying to outplay his opponent, maybe in a more complicated position, but he ended up losing an endgame. So it doesn't necessarily mean okay, you trade off, you're better at the endgame. There's a practical side of things where it's like, it's easier for you, but it's also easier for your opponent to trade. But it can backfire, and the way it backfires is Amon. Part of the reason his rating has gone down a lot isn't because he's losing all the time, but it's because he draws low rated players. At the Canadian Open, he drew some lower rated players, and moves like Rook C1. It's a bit of a microcosm of probably a larger issue, which is like beating low rated players and keeping enough on the board for that. Because he's good at end games, but you can be good at end games and your opponent will still draw you. It's kind of tricky. I like this g4 king g2 idea. G4, it stops the pawns, it controls more squares, gets the king a little closer, and it prepares to trade off the bishops. That's a favorable trade. Trading off the bishops is clearly a favorable trade. Makes a knight stronger. Trading off the rooks, you're also trading off a piece of black's that wasn't really doing anything. This is clearly black's best piece in terms of scope, control. So, I'm trying to be careful about what I'm willing to trade. But no matter what, this is a 2-result game. Amon's going to win or draw this. I hope it's a win. I think it will be a win. But, trading off, you still have to think about it a little bit. But I'd say that trading the rooks to me is like because he doesn't know what to do, not because it's like super strong. And it's about stringing together plans and moves, right? So g4, king g2, bishop g3, that's a sequence of 3 moves. With the plan, rook c1, it's kind of a fallback. So it's like trading off. I'm not going to lose this endgame with rooks off. You're right. But even with rooks on, I don't think you're going to lose, but sure. I just have to bring some of the points up because he lost today and it was kind of shocking because didn't play badly, but lost the endgame. Bishop against knight. Look, when the rooks are off, some of these points are still valid. I still want to trade off darks for the bishops. But when you trade the rooks off, let's say you're playing a low rated player. Sometimes you beat someone low rated player because your pieces are better than their pieces. You know how to use a piece better than they know how to use a piece. When you trade that off, you remove that possibility. Amon's rook will never be better than his opponent's rook anymore. Like say putting the rook on the d file, putting pressure there, that's never a possibility. That's been removed. Who benefits from that? You can decide. Queen play. Sometimes somebody puts their queen offside. You take advantage of that. You use your queen. Take advantage of the part the queen's not at. You win. It's an accumulation of things like that. So, we'll see. Here, I would play bishop g3. I if there's a Polska playlist, that would be Amon's. I have a different Spotify. Mine's like techno and lounge and stuff. Amon's previous opponent, I think, was 2269 FIDE and 12 years old. So an up and comer. Speed. We need some speed here. Good. If you want to look at the second round game, they're all online, and I have a just type in exclamation mark standings. Sorry, exclamation mark U.S. Masters, the name of the tournament. All these games are available for everyone to view online. Not just Amon's game, but Danya's playing, Kanti's playing. Some people you might want to take a look at, and it's all on the official website. Hi, Kevin. Yeah, Jeff will be playing a chess match tonight on the channel. And I'll say that I'm pretty excited to watch it. And I hope Nicola will be here for that as well. Okay. This is good to see. Again, I wish the rooks were on the board just to have a few more pieces and to create complications, but after everything I've said, guys, we take that off. We take those immediately. Now we have a very, very stable knight. And then maybe knight c1, knight d3. Maybe king f2. But this is Aman is comfortable here. He's cozy. He's whatever you want to call it. Peepo comfy. But no excuse for spending time. Maybe don't force things until move 40. What does that mean? Don't for there's no time on move 40. I mean, Aman lost the previous round. He was playing an endgame with no time on the clock, and there's a misstep. If there was time on move 40, I would have mentioned it. I can't criticize Aman's time usage if he's about to get like an hour on the clock, because then you can at least factor that into someone's time equity. Nicola, I'm watching, and I would like you to give me a Giants touchdown. I would like garbage time yards, Nicola. A TD only. Field goal, no. I need a touchdown. When you talk in Twitch emotes, is that a red flag? I don't talk with Twitch emotes outside of streaming. Like I'm streaming right now, it's like part of Twitch. But if I'm like meeting people, like I don't have that issue. I don't have the thing activated, right? My computer doesn't have all the software for the emotes or whatever. Upstairs does. Aman is the one who installed all these like Kumji or something and like foot. He's the master of that stuff. I don't. There's some stuff. I don't. I seriously. I've never dealt with that area. There's some sort of stuff there. I think the foot one looks funny though. Did you know that, Jeff? Aman installed a bunch of emotes. He wasn't feeling up to streaming, so he wasn't streaming, but he did have the energy to install some of those. Some renovations. All right, any move works. It's a stable advantage. If you're playing black, you want to get rid of this weakness, but you're not going to be able to unless white allows it. All right, we need a Giants garbage time touchdown. And if we get that, you're going to see a big smile from me. And if we don't, I'm going to be like tilted out of my mind. All right. So why is Amon thinking? Why the fuck? I just got. Every move is okay. It's a stable position. We just cannot afford time trouble. That's how he messes these up. He's playing good moves but taking too much time. That's part of chess. Wait a second. How, did that not happen? He still hasn't traded off bishops? Are you... So I have a bet with Java Bandit for the Giants. 9 points. It's 19-28. Not only do they score a touchdown, do I get this point? All right, Nicola. Okay. Okay. I had $2,000 on that game. I went all in on it because I bet with a bunch of people. So I just that was good. That was a good save. Because I lost in soccer, I got really tilted. I have issues, and this the cover the cover. So I need this cover to stay. 8 points. Hello, Neil. Did you remember my initial bet, Neil? I need 10.5 and over 45.5. I had. Oh, okay. I'm in a better mood. Now I just need Amon to stop tanking. Amon's like the Giants right now. Or he was. The NFL is crazy. That's why it's entertaining. There's like random stuff happening in the fourth. NBA too. It's the fourth quarters and are like there's some improbable things happening. Daniel Jones had a horrific second half, and then when the game's over, it's like Amon and Title Tuesday. He's down to 2 minutes or 2 seconds, and he plays like Superman. He does. He's really good, but it's like, can you transfer that mentality, that hustle, that focus to when you have 2 minutes on the clock? Because you can't have both. When you're down to 2 seconds, you're playing because you have to play, and you're not able like that near death concentration you don't have earlier in the game. It's a pretty darn good onside kick. You can't fault the Giants kicker. You get what I'm saying, right? Like, let's say I play Arena Kings and I keep losing. I keep losing the first game, which actually does happen. And then it takes me to lose to play well. It's like I can't always afford to lose. I can't just like need a loss. I need to like actually work on it. Like I need to nip this problem earlier on. If I have to always lose and get fucked to play well, how can like, you know, the Chargers have had this problem. They're the worst. Um, was it first quarter team or fourth quarter team? It was one of the two. So they've like changed their practices and stuff to make them a lot harder because like the players out of the gate were not playing very well. Anyways, it depends what your situation is, but you have to like implement something. Let's say you have it like you get tortured every time you get under 10 minutes, then you might not get in time trouble anymore. But I don't think we're allowed to torture or do laps or watch anime. If Amon had to watch anime every time he got under 10 minutes, like, but he won't agree to that. He won't agree to that. Like, bargain. But you've been reading about that Thong Me. Like, San Diego keeps trying to shift things because there's like too big of a difference, and they're at least referencing that apparently it's improved. But I see football's hard. There's so many variables, but at least they're attempting. It's the attempt that I'm not gonna waterboard him on. That's the thing. That's a grandfather technique. I'm I was born late. We need someone like Yasser when it was done more regular. Like it's not allowed anymore. You need somebody grandfathered in with the techniques and the rights. So Kante's playing really well. He won the first one against a GM, drew another GM, and he's on his way to drawing a third one. That's awesome, by the way. I'm happy for Mr. Canny. Just like in chess, you mess up winning positions all the time because your state changes, right? Of course, like you don't play at the same caliber once you've achieved the winning position as or a lot of people don't in the they do the process to get a winning position to outplay your opponent. They're working really hard. Once they get a winning position, it's really hard to maintain a stable mindset or keep what was working. Hey Tim Cannon, does Canty have any GM norms? I mean, Canty's not close to I am, so having a GM norm would be super impressive. He's yeah, GM GM norms are really hard. I think an IM norm is probably what he's striving for, and then he has to get his rating up as well. He's got to get some bump that up. Amon's gonna win this game, but I'm not happy. Benjamin Bach, are you going to Los Angeles? I'm. I need full confirmation. Like you didn't say. You said you're looking to come out. You didn't say you were going for sure. Oh, that's interesting. I'm I'm looking to come out to LA for the fight. I know, but lots of people say they're looking to go and they're not going. People like that would include Magnus, maybe Aryan, maybe Ali Reza. A lot of people have said they're going and they're not going. Jules Gambit, but Robin's going, Mr. Bach, and potentially his girlfriend. So wow, the Dutchmen in the United States with their girlfriends. The colonizers still working, spreading the Dutch. I love it. Omid is going as well. Am I going to wrestle Omid with one arm? No. Omid, we want Omid to perform the walkout. We have to keep him in good health. So Amon is playing a lot of the moves that I'm suggesting because I know how he thinks, but because he's rusty or not confident in his chess, it's just the truth. He's taking time on them. His feeling's there, but you have to beat yourself up over time, over clock usage. Hey, Petkov. Where do you want to go? This is a good move. You can trade queens. That's a very Amon thing to do. You can go here just to get off the back rank. And after a5, you got to think about what's next. And I'm thinking the knight goes back, and this knight should go there. Queen c7. Knight d3, a5. I'm trying to figure out if I like these knights. They're not bad. This isn't bad. White's pressing still, because this knight still doesn't really have juicy squares. His bishop is still limited. But got to think about that. Because on one hand, oftentimes you want to put a bit of pressure on the IQP. And that would, require a different placement. Thank you, Natasha. Alrighty. That looks like a song request by Jules Gambit. I'm going to play it. That'll be $15. But I'll play it in good faith. Guys, was that a song request? We'll let the public court decide. Does Jules Gambit owe for that? Are you looking for a take back here? 100%, right? Yep. Oh, that's okay. Oh. That's a lot of yeps. Oh, oof. Jules Gambit. Jules Gambit, it's all about public opinion. This is Twitch. You didn't communicate well to the audience. The courts have spoken. How about yours? Amon's down to minute. I hope the clocks are wrong. Because why? Why does it take 3 minutes to play this or that or this when you have 4 minutes and you spend 75% of your remaining time on moving your knight to d3? Thongmi gifted a tier 3 sub to Sasha Gray. Well, I'm not sure who Sasha is. Sounds like it's a friend of yours. But thank you for gifting a tier 3, and that covers Jules' song. Thank you to Thongmi. Glad to see Jules, this fits into your profile. You didn't want to pay for the song. There's an acronym I learned. JAP. Jewish American Princess. Expecting everything. And we've applied the label to Jules Gambit. I was given intel. JAP. Did Amon win earlier? He did not. This is a must-win game. He spent all his time to now offer to trade queens, which means that he does know what to do, so he decided to trade queens, which means I just had wished he had done that. If you want to trade queens, do it here. There's strategic trades, and then I don't know what I'm doing in trades. You did request the song, but it's paid for by Thongmi. Thank you for the support, Thongmi. Alright. Amon doesn't win this game, I might do a shot. Do you guys like watching the games? Because that's a factor. Amon's not playing the tournament because he thinks he's going to do well. We're pretty busy. He's got boxing, business. And playing these really hard events, you don't expect to do really well unless you're training hard. But people enjoyed some of the OTB coverage earlier this year and just mixing up the content because sitting at home streaming all the time, you get burnt out pretty easily. So, part of the point is part of the reason he's playing is because that we can then add the camera and cover it and kind of like diversify the content a little bit. But it's also frustrating, you know. There's pros and cons because, again, it's not like there's a lot of chess preparation going into the event. And if anyone here has played over the board, I know that some of you have, playing over the board events where you travel, you spend all your energy and money, and you do bad, that's like super demoralizing. And it's even more demoralizing maybe when you know you probably were going to do bad and you played anyways, and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have played, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of mental energy for those in-person events. So I always get concerned following these because if they don't go well, I know that there can be some very negative feelings as well, or not wanting to just play chess anymore. Because yeah, Amon's not playing for a prize or a norm, and he's not going to win a prize most likely. This is a much stronger event than the Canadian events, but people like watching. I don't mind covering them. But yeah, they're kind of expensive and kind of draining, so it's a double-edged sword. I don't roast Jules. I'm just sharing some truths. Hey, Dom, there's Mr. Myers is here. Dominic, how you doing, buddy? Can you tell Mon to start? Can you like loosen him up? Get him some Jaeger bombs. If he drinks them, I'll Venmo you. And tell him to play faster. I saw you played round. I haven't followed the standings, but I saw you drew round 1 against Tian Chi. So I saw you. Yeah, I saw you holding the draw round 1. We need some Jaeger bomb energy here. Slam that shot. Go to the game. Get that clarity. Hello, RPM. Glad to see you playing again, though, Ryan. And I'm glad to see that the last event was a positive. I'm always worried about that. Drew Scribley. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Drew. Uh, I don't think Amon will drink Jaeger with you, Will Flynn, but if you manage, I'll be happy. So what I think might happen tonight is Jeff, uh, aka Moj, aka Mogwog, aka Lethbridge Chess, could be playing a match against Andrea Botes. I think we're working on that tonight, like a blitz battle with stakes. So right now the boys, there's a few boys over, getting Moj ready, putting the wraps on, loosening them up, the muscles, some poppers. So that could be fun content. JC, thanks for gifting 3 subs. You've done more than enough. Thank you, anyway. Thank you. Isn't Jeff a lot better though? So, um, Andrea's boxing against Dina Belankaya, who's a women's grandmaster. So she's like, I think 2,300 FIDE. Jeff is around 19 to 2,000 FIDE, maybe 2,000, let's say. Andrea, if you've watched her play, can easily play at a 2,000 level. She's had some good results against that level. So Jeff is higher rated than Andrea, but lower rated than her chess boxing opponent. But she's gonna, it's a good stepping stone. So Jeff splits is 2188. And I've seen Andrea play well. She's talented at chess. I actually don't use the word talent easily at all. If you hear me say talent, it's rare. I don't overuse that word. And it's purely intuitive for me mainly. If she's talented, why she's not titled? Well, that's a funny question. There's a few things. Titled is a FM, GM, and IM. That's a classical chess. That's a classical chess reference. So somebody who's really good at blitz chess or bullet or rapid, doesn't matter. That doesn't mean they're devoid of talent because they're not titled. That title can only be acquired in a totally different format. So, I mean, if you want to judge people by talent, you can't narrow it down. You know, it's like somebody could be a talented poker player, and then someone defines, oh, why don't they win in this and that? There's different formats, there's different time situations, and different goals. But she doesn't really play tournaments very much. But like titles are classical chess. That's one measure of chess. Like if you ask a lot of strong players, they'll tell you that classical chess, aka titles, there's more memorization than classical chess. It's more technical. There's a lot of time and work in that, but a lot of, in terms of calling someone talented, it's not particularly a good measurement um, when people use it. It's just a different kind of game. So some people might be talented at openings and stuff like that, and that relates to classical. Strong classical players also tend to be good at blitz. Not necessarily. These days they are, but you go back 40 years ago when wasn't online and there wasn't as many blitz events, it wasn't a requisite. But like, is Andrea more talented than Alexandra in my opinion? It would be hard to say, but Andrea stopped taking it seriously fairly young, younger than Alexandra. So she's more raw. And, you know, having Papa Botes coach them to Pierce all the time, it it worked. It helped them get to a good level, but it's not like she was like trying to be professional or like win big events. Like there's a ceiling to that. Are they playing straight up? I don't know. But like, yeah, talent in chess wouldn't necessarily mean a title. Um, just because now chess has evolved so much that there's a lot of online and there's like different formats, and it's no longer like just over the board events. It's also a situation where you're not as motivated necessarily to get good at over the board as the only means of success in chess. But they should not be playing with odds because she's chess boxing against Dina. There's no odds in that. And you want to recreate. You want to recreate. Um, you want to get an environment mimic something close to the chess boxing match. And from what I've heard, Moj has around the same power as the average WGM. So she wanted to find a good training partner, and Jeff's name came up when it comes to strength. He's got WGM strength. And Dina's a WGM. There aren't many WGMs in North America, and one of them's playing them on right now. Moj punches like a WGM is what the thesis would be. He packs a serious punch. A WGM, if you want to say it out loud, is a Wiggum. Wiggum. Mr. Eric Kurtz, aka Mannered Monkey. He likes to call them Whiffums and Wiggums to pronounce WFM and WGM. Wiggum, Whiffums, and Wims. Wim Hof. Wim, W-I-M. Is Mr. Ralph himself a Wiggum? You're going to have to ask. The mic is low? I think the music is loud, but the mic shouldn't be that low. Hello, Salty. The mic is lower than usual? Is it? Interesting. I'll speak louder then. Amana has 45 seconds and she has 30 minutes. Thoughts? Where are the thoughts? Nobody's analyzing chess here. You guys are zombies. Where are the thoughts? No one's like, Eric, I'd like to trade queens here, establish my knight on c5 so I can play a3 and knight b7, or I want to go knight e5 or king f2, or queen c5, or g4 and bring my king to g3. Nobody's analyzing anything. People are just starfishing again. All I see are starfishes. Just lay down and expect the moves to come. And that's why you're stuck at 1300. I can't make a move. I'm waiting for the broadcast. But you can make a move in your head. You can visualize. Thongmi says JAPs are often starfishes, I hear. I have not conducted research. I'm not looking at McNaster. He's 1320. Oh, you're elite. Are you actually elite? Can you show it in the chat if you're elite? Can you write that? I'm wait. Rating McNaster. Let's post that. Blitz McNaster 1337. That's too young, too old of a reference for some of you, but you're elite. That is impressive. Okay, McNaster's that's why he's got the VIP though. You don't get VIP easily. That's impressive. That's impressive. Seriously though, King F2 is a good move. Apparently Amon is 33 seconds, so he went down to 3 seconds, and then I'm sure he calmly played King F2. I can't do that because I'm clumsy. What does that mean? I knock over pieces. I pick the pieces up and then I flag. So if I move at 3 seconds physically over the board, bad things have happened. And I've even lost the game on time because I knocked over all the pieces at a rapid event in Portugal in a winning position. And I lost €1,000 because of it. Because I picked my pieces up before pressing the clock. Which is technically what you're supposed to do, but then I lost on time. It was a really nice game as well. 2 pawns up in an endgame. That was resignable. But I picked the pieces up before pressing the clock, and we're waiting for queen c5. Amon likes the trade. It's just all these moves are... I'm saying they're natural moves. You're like, Eric, they're not natural to me. I suck. They're just small improving moves, and one way to build your database of small improving moves is by knowing your classics and knowing your games. Because if you study the games of Capablanca, for example, Jose Raul Capablanca, right? The Cuban former world champion. That was back in the day, 100 years ago. They played d4. They built small advantages. Then they try to win a pawn. Then they try to convert. Just small improving moves. They weren't really pushing things tactically. It wasn't the most... it was more of a, still building on positional foundations. And there's a lot of like baby moves, these king f2s, these queen trades, these outposts, the IQP. Queen's Gambit declined. Lasker, Capablanca. There's lots of books that talk about the moves, but you'll see in these static d4 positions that these moves are super normal because there's not continuous tension here. It's not like here there's tension. There's no pawns touching each other. So when there's no tension, you don't have like decisions right in front of you where it's like, do I trade, do I not trade? Like pawns or something. It's like, okay, I actually have room to move around. How do I improve some pieces? And there's just plenty of games where the players took it slow. But those are like natural moves. They come naturally. It's not that they were born. You were born and these moves came naturally. They're natural because your database of moves has expanded to the point where you've seen this move played a lot, this kind of move, this pattern, because you've gone over enough games. You've studied enough games, you've played enough games. You know why it's played. King f2 could play in a split second. I could be 40 drinks deep and I'll play king f2. But you do need a foundation to build that. there's different books for that, and I didn't grow up reading books at all. So I built my foundation for positional moves like this. Started only playing moves like this when I was 16, which is pretty late. And that was I studied the games of Capablanca, of even you can pick plenty of players because there's so many good players that you can tell from the moves. But world champions are a start. Those book collections, but whatever. Zurich 1953. Maybe it's a little boring. There's plenty of different options. Move by Irving or whatever. I don't know. I have some books listed. Attacking moves, aggressive moves. Some of those are natural, some of those aren't. For me, they're natural because I looked at the games of like Adolf Anderson. Look at the games from the 1800s. Go through 100 games of Morphy, 100 games of Anderson, and then all of a sudden you'll be sacking, you'll be opening up lines, you'll be playing for the initiative, and you know what I mean? So, yeah. Kubrinsky says, at the Charlotte Open, my first tournament since 2012 in Montreal, got to start again somewhere. What's your rating? And good luck, by the way. Not playing after 10 years is pretty cool. Tuna Consuma, thanks for the 5 months of Prime. I would say any Black Friday deals. There's no Black Friday deals. If you buy stuff now, it's going to be at a discount because the prices are going to be raised in the store. I ordered merch recently and it was 20% higher than it was last year. So pretty much like clothing got really expensive to order, or inflation, that I will be raising prices, I can say in advance. I just haven't. So right now they're going to be lower. And it's crazy that over a single year it was actually like 30% for some apparel, and there's like delays and stuff too in getting it. Yeah. Does Amon really have 30 seconds? Well, if you watch his Title Tuesday videos, yes. He's very capable of that. I guess like sometimes you see a GM make a move, you're like, damn, I couldn't have played that move. Wow. That move would have taken a long time for me to see. The moves being played right now are not those kind of moves. Amon's playing small positional moves that you can definitely make the case that A, you could find yourself, or at least you can rationalize yourself, or B, he should play faster because they're not hard for him to play conceptually either. Everything is good except for the time. I'm not complaining about other things, but very unnecessary with the kind of moves being played. Yes, she was on the national team this year in India, so I was there with her. She was. She went to the Bermuda party, and I was quite surprised actually. I think she's like 18 or 19. Maybe she's 20 now. But anyways, she's quite young. There's a big party at the Olympiad, and Canada never goes except for myself for the most part. On the men's team, national team. Um, I was the only person to go this year from our team, but on the ladies, a couple ladies went. I was pleasantly surprised. Hey,
Hey,
buddy.
buddy.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Just hoping for an Amon win,
Me
But
too. Looks like he's grinding this.
grinding, just
grinding this girl.
grinding. Amon played the same way when he was 12, so very
I
familiar.
like it. Does he? Is that 36 minutes or 36
36
seconds?
seconds. Big check.
Oof. Hey, everybody.
Order up the Popeyes. McMaster's
I'm always
coming
I'm
at you.
always open to it, McNaster. I'm I'm a businessman. Hey, Boris.
Wow. You get a much nicer welcome than I do.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. People
Well,
don't really
you
say hi
look
to
much
me.
better.
No, I just got out of bed. I'm wearing shorts. You see that I'm not. I'm real greasy here. But the jacket's good. But that's because
Hey, Thongy, how's it going?
it's Hugo. You missed Red Room. He was visiting. You were in Thailand.
I did miss him. How's it going,
You would
buddy?
have, but he's gonna be in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Is
Yeah.
Czech coming to LA?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Yeah, are you gonna be there,
There's a
Thongy?
lot of anticipation for. He lives in LA.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. He's got all the connections, all the girls. So
Oh,
yeah.
let's go, buddy.
He's also Thai.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm
He's
Thai as well.
gonna visit. Yeah, you look Thai.
Sawat crap.
What did you say?
Hello.
Can you say that again?
Sawat crap.
Swati crap?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just in Bangkok for 2 months. Well, a month, and then I was in Bali too. That's why I'm nice and dark.
yes.
Yes, I do, Thongmi. That's why I'm coming to see you.
That should be fun.
This game,
Well, the benefit of
the
Amon's
time?
games is you know you're gonna get the maximum stream time. So the games are gonna take 4 or 5 hours. I can play more ads, and you guys get more time with me. So Amon might be taking time and getting in time trouble so that the stream lasts longer.
is he maybe
It's part of
just-
our business plan to pitch HelloFresh more and get you guys to sign up for everything we have on offer. including
is his,
The lad beside me.
oh hey, yeah. You if you sign up for HelloFresh, you can get a body like this, guys.
You're in a good mood here.
Yeah,
You're
I
in a
am
good mood. I think Chess TV appreciates that. Oh, that's nice. That's
Are we on
nice.
Chess TV?
No, I don't know what we're on, but that's that was
Hey,
for
everybody.
free. That was a glimpse. My goodness.
No, I've been working on my body, so you know
Shin Chen is here.
I'm here to show it off.
So it's CB Balto. Thanks for the 5 months. Guys, can I get some HelloFresh signups for Czech there? That's a nice, healthy, happy guy. And that's what's important at the end of the day.
That's all it takes is if you change your diet, it'll change your life. I'm telling you guys. I've been on HelloFresh for 2 weeks now.
So knight c5 could be played. The reason Amon's not like
Is it a month's move?
great point.
Yeah. So I
He's analyzing because the girl he wanted to go out with went out with another guy. So he's stuck looking at chess. That's Lucas Heaves.
oh I thought that was Jeff because that's what happened to Jeff too. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh.
I exposed him.
We got Jeff also in the got left on a date. It is tough. It happens to the best of us. It's true. But Jeff,
He
that means we
ordered-
get more of Jeff ourselves.
He ordered 2 double Big Macs. Yes, I'm exposing you, Moj.
He did order McDonald's. Like
He ordered 2 double Big Macs and 2 McChickens
His-
and a double and a McDouble, I think.
that's huge. No,
Yeah.
it's like we're trying to figure out who ordered McDonald's,
Yeah.
and I was
That's-
shocked. I actually was visibly shocked because I just couldn't process like
Yeah. No, there's still 2 McChickens in the
you
fridge, I think.
you get. It's something I could see you doing though, ordering McDonald's when you're not feeling good.
For sure, for sure.
You know, it happens. It happens.
This dude is human.
Well, Kevin likes hearing the McDonald's stories because then Kevin doesn't feel as bad.
Yeah, no, it's I need to live vicariously through someone else. 'Cause I
It's
haven't been. You can tell with like.
Isn't? Yeah, he'll butch. If Queen C4, I'll play Queen D2. Amon will play Queen D2, and then you'll lose a pawn, and I'll feel bad. But I don't know. Like Amon's just like here. Technically, we could also just go B3.
What's the EV in this situation with 36 seconds?
It's not the most exciting chess.
Is the expected outcome a draw here?
No, the expected outcome should always be an Amon win. Look at the rating difference. I mean, even with this, I mean, Amon's like already a 75% favorite, even more to win. Factoring in white and the rating, it's even higher.
What does this girl? Is she cute? Is this girl cute?
She's on our national team. You can Google her. I know her, but not like super well. Like, there's other people that would like be able to make introductions.
I'm sorry, Moj. Um, it's just there was an opportunity and I had to take it.
Like, what are some of these moves? Amon's playing queen c2 instead of knight e5. It's too passive. Oh, he's played knight c5. Okay, at least we have some aggression. I'm being quite critical of this game because this is like he's got 36 seconds. The good thing is her time is going down. So let's say queen c8, then knight f5, and then queen c7. And it's kind of annoying that you've pinned. And let's just say this is available. If you're down to 30 seconds, you might not be looking at it. So it just really handicaps yourself. It's not a form thing. Form is temporary. This problem is more permanent than that. Yeah, she's on a chess scholarship at the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley, I believe. I went to University of Texas at Dallas, a different UT school. And if I was good at school, I probably would have gone to UT Austin, not on a chess scholarship, but the ladies there are very nice, and it's a good school. Hello, Peter. Hi. We're supporting him on play. This isn't what happened, is it? No, knight c5.
Why is knight e5 better?
Oh, not this position. It was earlier.
Oh.
You're asking here why knight e5 isn't better?
Why is it better?
I'm guessing you're just going like this. Like, just look at this. The knight can go there. You can't kick it out because there's no f6, and I'm just invading.
Yeah.
I'm just invading you.
Yeah.
But one difference is, like, let's say the queen d6, queen f5, knight h7. Now, if I do retreat, my queen is outside of the knights as opposed to inside.
Yep.
So I get full access over here.
You
So
have to be a bit careful though, because bishop d's. Oh wait,
no. But the endgames will be good and this will be bad. So even here, I don't mind trading.
Yeah.
The knight's offside, and we can, after queen e5 takes 6, we have knight c6 picking off one of the two pawns.
Oof.
So here the queen is behind the knight. So there's a lot of ways to play this. Amon has a stable advantage because of the pawn on d5, the weakness, but still not really pushing it hard. We need a win here. I still think he's going to win. I still put it at like 80%. But today, the game Amon lost, I never would have thought he would have lost.
No?
So I was completely wrong there.
I only saw the opening.
Like, I thought it was a 2-result game for him, and it was a slightly... It was shocking. Our music donos open? Yes, they are, Mr. Red Rum.
I can't play against those kids.
Are you going to be supporting Jeff in his match tonight there, Czech?
Yes. I'm very, very excited.
Maybe if Jeff wins, we can go hunting.
I think that makes sense.
Maybe I'll wear this jacket out.
Oof.
I just got out of bed with this, but...
Does everybody know about the match?
I mentioned it briefly. Why is Daniel playing 2 games at once? Because he's a Chad. Apollo asks, when below deck? I love it. Season 4 is going to be great. We got to hit some goals to get Season 4. Hillbutch is asking, why is knight c5 better than queen c5? You did answer your own question, which is very good, because it meant you kept calculating instead of starfishing like Red Rum and other viewers. You actually caught your own mistake instead of waiting for me to correct you. And that's always good. That will always improve your chess. So, Hillbutch, good stuff.
If someone buys HelloFresh in the next 5 minutes,
yes,
Thongmi's gonna match you guys. That's called
HelloFresh, guys. You get 70% off food. It's free delivery. The food is legitimately good. If you send me proof that you purchased it with our code, which does support us, I'll play you a game. And Thongmi here is also gonna match that purchase, and that just helps us. So it's good stuff. It is a good deal, by the way.
Yeah, you should help
The
yourself.
promo is a good deal. Whether you want to continue it long term is up to you, but you will like the food, the change of pace, and it's a win-win, at least temporarily. Where would you go in Toronto on a Thursday night? I'm not really from Toronto. To be honest, I haven't found many good places. I'm actually kind of like on the lookout myself. I
I mean,
actually
there's
subbed after watching Red Rum Starfish so many times. It gave me incentive to better myself and work on my own chess until blaming others. I don't think Red Rum is necessarily a person, but he's an idea. Some say there's a Red Rum in all, rising in all of us. Requiar, thank you for subbing. Amon is draining the opponent's clock while still not flagging, avoiding the flag. What happened to the camera? I got my round times wrong, and you're stuck with me. But that means there's more suspense, anyways.
this camera, this lighting is good, eh?
You like it?
Yeah. That's
This-
why you've been streaming down here more.
It's like hurts my eyes upstairs though. Like I actually have to take eye drops. Upstairs is a bit of an intense setup. I don't like it, but this is like my computer, so I know how to work it.
Big check. Come on, not big.
We haven't seen. Where's Kingbird? Is he there? He's here. Birdie. Long time no see, sir. But I have noticed there's fewer subs when I'm on camera compared to the play cam. It's hard to compete. What kind of energy are you having tonight, Kevin? Is it?
I don't know.
check?
Well, Jeff wants me to stay until 4 to watch
Yes.
the game, but I
Just-
think that's pretty.
No,
Are you gonna be up?
If you guys all stay till 4 to watch Iran play, then I would as well. But then we have to go out because we're not gonna make it till 4.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean,
Oh, Red Rum.
Red Rum, let's go, buddy.
That's 5 from Buddy Red and Big Ol' Riddies. Hello,
Wow.
Super Saiyan. Big Ol' Riddies, thank you.
Those are 5 big subs.
It's for a song request. It's
Ah.
not for you. You've been AWOL for the year.
I have been.
But you stayed subbed, Kingbert. You're tier 3 for 60 months. I mean, and you're in New Zealand. So that's like huge energy to stay subbed, like, and from New Zealand. Jeez.
No, but Red Rum, those are 5 big
Alright,
subs.
the song is from Red Rum. It's called 4 Big Guys. Okay. Red Rum, is this your song? Okay. 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 That's
Wait, now I have to go. I'm gonna go listen to this song.
that. This is a Red Rum special. That might wake people up. I think Red Rum's trying to get me in trouble. But this is on Spotify. Look at these lines. He did say Super Saiyan. All right, Red Rum for 25 Sorry, 5 subs. That's a big request. I might have to charge more next time for that. Will there be below deck? It needs to be earned, guys. The HelloFresh promo, our code is only for Americans right now. It's getting hot here. I might have to take off this jacket. So, what is Amon threatening? I can give you some high-level commentary. All right, you ready? I'm going to go B3 and try to isolate this pawn. Or I can do that later. There's a few ways to win this pawn. So for example, let's just say, I'm just going to demonstrate what I mean. If I go knight here, you don't want to give up the pawn for free, right? But then I can collect this pawn as soon as you push this. So there's some sort of, move order there where Amon will be able to pick off one of the pawns because these pieces can't get there. Sean, thanks for the tier 3. So this is, Amon's winning just because of the weaknesses, but what move would I pick? So we go knight cb3 hitting this. This is going to be played. And then we're moving backwards in the hopes of like doing the same thing, playing b3 and then isolating this pawn, right? Like this. And now I'm threatening here, knight a6, knight here, and we're probably winning that pawn by force. So that's one strategy. One strategy is that you can most likely win the pawn on b4 through your 2 knights. If you don't do that, you can just trade and play knight against bishop. But it's not for nothing. I'm going to go knight here, force the pawn to push. That weakens the pawns. Knight back to d4. And now what am I threatening? I'm actually just threatening knight c2. Because after knight c2, just to demonstrate, this pawn's on a dark square. The bishop can't do anything about it. So I play b3, right? Pawn takes, knight back to d4, hitting this. You go bishop a4. And now I just have a clear line to bring my king over to c3 and pick this off. Plus the bishop is looking really stupid there. So it's a technical win, no matter what, these kind of moves, but it's not in doubt. Okay, I put Amon's win probability at 90. I put it at 99% right now. 99. Knight d4, knight c2, provoke the pawn to get to b3, knight b4, and then shuffle the king to c3. I like knight d4. Why not knight here? Because bishop b5. Now I don't have knight d3, I don't have knight a6. So I can't force the pawn here. This is still good, maybe. But where's my knight going? I want to attack this pawn. I want to soften it up. So I think this would, Amon played knight d4. All right, 99% for sure. We got this. Knight c2 next move. You can't stop that, right? Because your bishop can't get to f5. Knight c2 forces b3. You take on b3. They take. You put your knight back. They play bishop a4, and we win this pawn by force. Then black's gonna be down a pawn, outside pass pawn. Plus they still have the weakness here. It's looking good. It's looking good. And now that's my commentary. Now we just wait, and you're going to see that on the board. This is the key pawn right here. He's going to see it. This one he's going to see. Amon's good with his knights. He's very good with his knights. And this was a must-win game, so I'm happy. Just to stay in the event. Like, Amon didn't travel to Charlotte to play 2200s, underrated juniors, young people all the time. He wants to play some GM, some high-rated players. Test himself there. Because if you just get stuck playing on the bottom boards against underrated kids, I mean, you're going to lose some rating. It's hard not to. We win these for sure. Yeah, the Wiggums are dangerous. The Wiggums, the Whiffams. Would I win this position against Magnus? Yeah, I'd win it without. I could win a blindfold or drunk. But this is a really bad position. Like, that's different. Tim Cannon. Thanks for the 10, buddy guy. Shout out to Tim Cannon. So, okay, you might be like, if knight c2, I want to go a3. I'm going to go b3. You go bishop here, I'm going to take. And the problem is you can't get me from behind. The knight's still covering it. So then I would just, first of all, I'm threatening this to take back, but, you know, ring around a rosy. So there's no like fancy way to put your pawns on other squares. Yeah, a3, b3. We're just going to enjoy the match. Happiest Bear. Thanks for the 15 months. Why can't you take on a3 twice? I don't need to, because I'm going to win all of them for free. I can take on a3 twice, but I can just win them for free. Even better. Well, the knight's better concretely. It's got a centralized outpost, and it can pick off. There's some weak pawns. It's more just look at the pawns. Pieces are both good. Centralized knight. Bishop has some scope, but pawns are weak. And king is also a step or two behind. I should say white's closer to black's weak pawns. Guys, special shout out to Tim Cannon. Tim, I didn't know you streamed, by the way. Happy to give some shout outs. Tim Cannon 25 on Twitch. Can I play this position versus Stockfish? Yes. Yes, I would win against Stockfish here. Oh, you haven't started yet. Got it. You're just improving at below dick and chess. You're on YouTube though. Got it. Amon is so good on load time. It's a curse though to be good at load time. But yes, he's played the entire game on increment. But this endgame that we're talking about is the foundation of the trades I spoke about earlier. That trade off the dark squared bishops, then your knight on d4 is a permanent outpost. And it's this good knight beating the bishop. We had that really well. Yeah, it was 45 seconds versus 45 minutes. I have Hawkinson and Myers in this Thursday night football game right now. My TE1 and my WR2. What do we do now? You guys know, right? Bring the king. You want to be safe? Bring the king on the dark squares. But wait, Myers went out? Okay. He's out of the game? Like permanently out or just protocol? What move is Amon on? Hello, Maprail. We're on move 44 right now. And Amon's bringing his king in. Pat's upset? Oh, I agree. I agree. I'm on the same board there. Same boat. Should he not get an extra 30 minutes? There's no extra time in this event. It's 2 games a day. 2 game a day events, they don't do this as much. Because so the players are not playing like all day and they have a bit of a break. So it's just Amon's playing the entire game with a minute or less on his clock. He's signed up for that. There's no second time control. You keep playing this with black in the US? What do you mean? Like, would I keep playing on in the US if I was playing black, Mr. Hammer? Is that the question? I would resign, but this is like depressing. But yeah, that's just me. I would resign. If you don't want to trade, by the way, knight for bishop, you can just go king here instead of trading. King b4. And then the bishop has to move back, and then you just eat it comfortably. Nicola Stojson has gifted a sub. Black should have resigned already, I guess is what I'm saying. I would have resigned as well, but I can say I've noticed in Canada a lot of people don't resign. And it could be a cultural thing. Amon also doesn't resign early, relatively speaking. And I think he justifies it. He likes to play on just for the 1% chance. But people don't resign early in Canada. There's definitely didn't cross over from the Atlantic. And Amon has a serious habits where he says never resign. That's right. But yeah. Everyone has their own opinion there. I own preference. I definitely uh I'm probably on the earlier side. Some people think it's respectful to finish out the game. Yeah, but that's a minority. Most people who play on just play on for the chance they could come back and because they want to, not out of respect. Not out of disrespect either, but not out of respect. It's just that, hey, the game's ongoing. I just want to finish it off. Yeah, I think this could be a confidence gaining win. His moves could have been played without thinking. He did think, but he was never in trouble this game on the board. So if he can just patch up those clock issues, he's got to be confident in some of his plans and ideas and just play them sooner. Amon will be on 2 out of 3, and I think the target is 6 out of 9. So he's on pace. So Amon's gonna win. And he needed that. He needed that for sure. But if we want to take a look at some other games here, Danya's playing against Grinberg from Israel. Let's see what's happening here. Is this the position? Another French, eh? Combative opening. Wow, this is an interesting position. Um, Mr. Hammer says, I don't know why I'm promoting resigning early. I actually support banning resignation in top level events. So, for like chess being more of a spectator sport, there shouldn't be resignations. So, if that was ever made a rule, I'd have no problem with it whatsoever. Um, I'd have no problem with it at all. Because early draws and early resignations, there's too much of a gap between the audience. It's just not a very satisfying ending from a product perspective. That stuff like that can happen. Um, but that would be my reasoning for both draws and early resignations. Daniel already won. This is a broken link. I'm just on chess.com. You want to see Canty's position? Sure. I don't know if my stuff is behind though. Hello, Amanda. So Canty's up a pawn, but he's got a weaker king and a worse bishop for tactical reasons. So maybe the likely result is a draw, but I mean, you could find yourself getting checkmated if you're not very careful here, right? So this is, you're going to put the bishop here. So yeah, it should probably just be a draw. But black's not on the better side of it. Let's put it that way. Black is worse. And worse and just playing long term with a slightly worse opposite bishop position with two rooks on the board. The GM here is the only one that can win. And he's going to try to grind. He's going to try to sit. Fishbine's going to try to sit on Canty here. And that will be fairly painful. So for example, let's just say bishop h6 because you want to defend this, right? I win my pawn back. Then I put the bishop back here. Then I double up again. And I'm going to try to eventually isolate this pawn as well. Even rook e6. This bishop is like on the wrong side. This is a good bishop. I'm serious. He's going to sit on Canty. And he's going to try to smush him here with the active rooks and the active bishop. This king on h3 is safe. This king has back rank issues. And double rooks bearing down. So this is like, I don't like this position. I'll put it that way. No, this is gonna be laborious to defend, for sure. I would like my chances playing white here. That eventually my opponent's gonna make a mistake. They're gonna lose this pawn, and they're just going to eventually make a mistake. But even before they make a mistake, this is white is on the better side of this. So higher rated player, better side of it. Canty also has a couple minutes less. Gonna be tough. Gonna be tough for the big fella. Do I have VIP tickets to Amon's event? I am the VIP. I'm just fucking with you. I will probably be backstage, kind of involved in stuff. So, I don't have VIP tickets because I will be there, like backstage or ringside or somewhere. This is a good find by Canty, putting the bishop here. That's an improvement to defend the two. And again, like black's not losing, but white should probably play this on, just lower the player and try to sit on them. Bishop f6 is good. And it's like one of those things, like I'll give an example. Rook here, bishop here. Gonna make a couple moves. let's say black's moving around, you think you're going to draw. This happens, and you at some point play h6, so you don't have to worry about back rank. At some point, you play it. I've never played Fishpine. You play h6, you're like, I don't want to deal with the back rank anymore, and I can't play g6 because I get mated. Now I play king g4. I have bishop f5. And I still have this permanent back rank thing just to like tickle a little bit. Just to tickle. Maybe long term, I'm actually going to walk my king and then have some fun. It's not winning, but there's ways to mess it up. There's ways to push. And the GM's job is definitely to push this. But we're going to go back to Mr. Hambo's position, where he is still milking this. US Masters is not restricted to Americans. They just call it the US Masters. So knight b4 I'm not a fan of. Mr. Red Rum not yet. Maybe now I am. I didn't want to deal with bishop f1. That was the one source of counterplay to get the pawns from behind. I don't want to trade 1 for 1. This is a weakness. The rest of the pawns are fine. NT Oss, thanks for the prime, buddy guy. Cheers. Eulogy to Eunice by Acid Poly. Nice mellow song. It's from Acid Poly's Boiler Room. You're gonna starfish if that's okay. You're battling a fever. If you have a fever, you can starfish. But most people here don't have fevers. They're just waiting. Derek JB, thanks for the prime. Yes, let's get some more primes in here. I can smell the win. B3, slow moves. You cannot trade bishop for the knight here. White is up a pawn, pass pawn. You cannot trade into any pawn endgames. What I would consider this as white is playing g3 and then h4, f4. Put the pawns on dark squares if you really want, but you don't need to do that. Well, look at that. Buford, that's a brand new prime. Thank you so much. New prime. If you have Twitch Prime, if you've got Amazon Prime, it's free to sub to a Twitch channel once a month. If you pick us, we really appreciate it. Thank you. Yep. F4. F4, remember, by pushing the pawn on g3, when bishop f1 eventually happens, it's not winning a pawn. You can just play h4. The Kazi, that's another prime. Love it. Good stuff. We're getting there. Amon's going to deliver a win. There's no camera to spoil it. We have to remain in suspense. Where are the ladies? It's Thirsty Thursday's chess match versus Botez. I don't think I'll be playing. But will we be streaming it? Yes. Will we have a representative from our house? Yes. Are we going to have some fun? Yes. Is that tonight? Yes. Is it Thirsty Thursdays? Yes. Metallopod, thank you for the prime. Getting close to 69. It's always a good lucky sub number to hit. Amon is now traded here. If he goes knight f4, it hits d5 and there's no pawns hanging in the back. So, this is good. I'll show you an example. You go bishop c6, I go knight f4. Now, there's issues. Because how do you defend this? You got to keep your bishop on the diagonal, right? So you move here. Then I go here. I say hi with my knight. Pawn on g7. King is too far to defend. You can't play g5 because that takes, so you play g6. Then I move back. And now there's nothing you can do. You lose a second pawn. And with that, the game. Tell me Hawkinson got a TD. So, and that's without even using this pawn. He kept dropping passes last week. He's due for a TD. Knights are dangerous. Has Aman done it? Yes, he's played knight f4. Perfect. Perfect. T. Boyles. That's another sub. Welcome to the Chess Bras. We're watching Aman compete at the U.S. Masters in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a 9-round event from the 23rd to the 27th of November. He's 1 out of 2, pending the result of this game, and we're covering all the games here. Every day, 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. RPM. Oh, that's a 5 from Ryan from Kentucky. Thank you, RPM. Go Halo, guys. So she's hoping after knight takes here, there's bishop g2. And if you try to defend that pawn, you lose your knight. If you move your knight out of the way, win the pawn back, which is a good trade. Gets closer to a draw. But after bishop f1, we don't need that. We can just go right here. And that's a twofer. That's a twofer. Because if I go bishop here, and we take on g7 and you take on f3, I get my second pawn on f5 right there. So it's not a 1-for-1, it's a 2-for, and that's good. So this wins. This just wins on the spot. If you go g6, knight here, I'm going to win that, and you can't get in range of the f3 pawn. Yes, 100 bits from Askilius. Thank you, Askilius. And Aman has played it. He's going for the 2-for. 2 extra pawns is good. That's a good margin. 1 pawn can still be a draw. 2 pawns, you guys should all win. Closing in on that dub. And because she's playing on, we get to see the technique. King, centralized, putting pressure here. Supporting the pawn. Supporting this. Knight, picking off weaknesses. We need the energy up. Oh, it's getting hot here. Oof. Oh. Jeff, what time the match is 10:30? You want to start a little bit beforehand? I'm just thinking that I would probably pass it on to upstairs so we can have more people upstairs. So we do a handoff. Yeah. Well, that would be great. But if Jeff showers now, that gives us some time. Does that work, Jeff? I mean, Amon's game isn't over yet, but we should hand it off to upstairs so we can have more people like hang there, as opposed to streaming here.
What? Eric, I haven't seen Eric wearing pants for a long time.
No pants, exactly. Exactly. Check. Amon's going to bring the knight back, and he's going to use the split pawns to defeat the bishop. So knight g3, push this pawn and push this pawn, and the bishop cannot stop both. Bucko, am I going out? No, I'm not. I have no plans right now. What I'm doing is hosting on this channel, and I take it very seriously, as you can see. I slept in an hour. Thought the game was at 6:30. It was actually at 5. So I'm an hour late to the game. So I figured I'd make up for it by dressing up. I'm hosting Thirsty Thursday, Round 3 US Masters Edition. Let's play Karma Game by Pentatones. It's a nice one. Also an Acid Poly's Boiler Room. Strong song there. Yeah. Notice something? All the pawns are on dark squares. The bishop can't touch him. And now Aman can go here. And you know what's cool? Look at this position. The king cannot cross. Everything's covered. So you can just push the pawn. The king cannot catch these pawns from behind. You can play this as well. Anyone ever tell you that you can make a good Elvis impersonator? I'll take that as a compliment. Thanks, Bucko. I haven't heard it, I think, but we'll see. I've been getting Elon more lately, and I think it's because I've put on some weight. Yeah, my hair's at a good length right now for having fun. I probably need to style it, but it's definitely nice and playful. Do I have visible abs? No. If I had visible abs, I wouldn't be here. I would be in Australia hunting. I'm rocking the business owner belly, entrepreneurial dad bod. You know, young professional entrepreneurial dad bod traveler type, which does quite well still, especially as you approach 30. So that's a problem. I wish it didn't do well, because then I would like change, but I still, if I can still sometimes pull it off. This is a big song. The build-up is super nice. Are you coming to Los Angeles with your bulk, Machacos? Right here, right here. Game's ongoing. Aman's showing us technique. Look at the pieces. The nice geometry. If I do go out with this blazer, I'll probably go to where I took you, Red Rum. Where the yuppies are. Canty Drew? Good, good, good. That's good. He's good start for Norm Hunt. Harry the H1 is gonna go. So yeah, here Aman's stretching her out, because the bishop, if it goes to e8, you play h6. And first of all, you can't go back to g6. The bishop also can't stop the b pawn. And that's what you do with split pawns. The bishop can try to stop one, you push the other, and eventually it's too much. And this is even without. If there was no e pawn, I'd say the same thing. Stretch out the position, push both pawns. Okay, like this is what I mean. I'm gonna imagine the knight's not there. you'd play, black plays here, pawn here, bishop here. Then I play b5. The bishop eventually, can't stop both. It's good. Hey, Johnny DJ. Yeah, expect... guys, it's official. There we go. Right there. A resignation. This is a win for Aman. He moves to 2-0 at the US Masters. I'm going to text him and see if he wants to join for a post-game interview because I missed the cams. I slept in. I fucked up. We didn't get to see the cams, but we got to see a win anyways. Shh. Sorry. He's 2-0 in the evening games. It's like Title Tuesday. You got to stretch the truth a bit. Aman's 2-0 in the evening games at the US Masters. And 2 out of 3 overall. Mornings. We just have to eliminate mornings. We'd all benefit from it. 2-1. He has 2 wins and 1 loss. But rebounded with a nice evening victory here. In this Queen's Gambit declined. I don't have a KO here. I need you to hit it for me. Sag. Alright. Let me message him on. There we go, though. $200 bits from Latinum Blonde for the dub. Thank you, Latinum. Tim in Philly. Thanks for the 100 bits. Good stuff. Peepo feet. I asked for a KO, not foot licking. Ay, ay, ay. Are you guys ticklish? If somebody licked your foot like that, would you laugh? Have you had your foot licked? I think I have had that attempted. But I have nice feet. Because that looks ticklish from the emote. 100 bits from Tohu Vavohu. Yes, dogs do lick feet. Or at least, I only had one dog growing up, but if you're not wearing socks, that's some dogs that love to, it happens. So, some people have experienced it. Your dog comes by and just licks you all over. But the bottom of your feet. Today I learned my girlfriend is a dog. Buddha says, I've been on the giving but not the receiving end yet. There we go. I appreciate when people come in and they admit they like feet or they don't mind foot play. I was saying like it's not like really a fetish because it's pretty common and it happens organically, and don't knock it before you try it. If they like it, hey, why not? If you like it, why not? But rapid fire people seems ticklish. Exactly. I always appreciate that. Yeah. There we go. Thank you, BA Checkmate. No, I'm not a foot guy. But I appreciate them, but I'm not like I don't zoom in on it. But I'm a foot model. I have nice feet. I usually have yeah, that's the thing. I'm not a fist guy. I said I'm not a foot guy. Nothing to mention about fists. We got to win. Yay. And the Giants covered with the garbage time TD. Okay. The night's only going to continue. I just bet on the Vikings. Probably a bad idea to bet on Minnesota, but did it. Let's continue. And let's see if Amon's going to turn his phone on. They're probably discussing the game because they know each other. 2 Canadians. Miley's from Montreal. We know her. Probably discussing the game post-mortem. Nice little experience there. And then Hopefully, Amon turns his phone on and we get him online. But you're like, Eric, I'm bored. The game's over. What next? In 1 hour, we have a match on this channel. Moj, aka Lethbridge Chess, aka Jeff, aka your wife's boyfriend, is playing against Andrea Botez, Little Botez. There's a match. A Thursday night death match right here. I agree, Thongmi, but they are a very talented team, right? They're talented despite Kirk. So they're like they have some immense, like, really high end players that still tempted by it. Blitz or bullets? Can be blitz. Will there be boxing? This is sparring for it, Mapriel. There's no boxing. It's online. This is the chess portion. But I do hope you're able to tune in. Mapriel's coming to Los Angeles. Will you guys be? It's going to be fun. Go in there in, I'll be there in less than 2 weeks. 10 days even. I'm getting there early. You know, to install some chairs under the ring, some other tools, so it can be like WWE. I can be the guy coming in from the crowd to disqualify the match. A bit short notice. We've been advertising it for a while, the boxing. But if it's short notice for your booking, I get it. You were working. Well, we can't stop that. That's a good excuse. What's up, Smokey? So I'm on 1, 2 to 3. Yay. I've been in fights, but not like chess boxing. I've just been in like just backyard fights for fun, and I've been punched like in a bar, like bar fights where somebody just swings. But I haven't like squared up and just had a long fight with somebody. No, that wasn't a fight. I'm talking about where you actually punch. Front yard. You guys are a little funny there. What do you mean I don't know what I'm missing? Like, what kind of fight are you asking about? I've been in fights. I haven't been in a professional fight. I've been in the fun fights. Where you're like, yeah. If you're asking about being a professional fighter in a ring, no. I've been in the you get drunk and fighting is fun. Well, I've been in fights. I like you didn't know that I fought Hikaru once, or fought because he eventually really wanted to do it. I'm like the only guy in chess with a video of a backyard fight. You're asking the wrong guy. That's not my first time going on a yard. No, there was no punching. But punching's pretty dangerous if you're not trained. But yeah, I've been in plenty of fights, but not fights in a professional sense. It's really fun. We do it all the time. Even this year, there's wrestling. Even at our last meetup, there was wrestling. But if you mean like punching someone where you can actually punch them, just did it once. Where we used to do this thing that you punch until someone draws blood and then you stop. So done that in the backyards, but they were with friends. I've fought Omid on stream with one arm. That's right. That's right. It's usually the nose or the blood. Yeah. But yeah, punching I don't like to do so much because it's like dangerous. Somebody like hits their head. Like you're it's the wrestling or the BJJ that I've done had some fun with. You want to wrestle Valentinian? Valentinian's soft. He doesn't wrestle or like to do those things. He'll say, "I'm a lover, not a fighter." Even with the buddies, he won't wrestle. He just wants his Bud Light. He's just a lover, not a fighter. He always says that whenever it's proposed, stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, of course, I'd consider chess boxing. But the event has to go well. That's what we're eyeballing. I don't know, coacher. We'll put on a game. You're concerned Dina will get injured by Andrea. They agreed to do it. I don't know the details, but it's, I guess, part of the risk. Yeah, yeah. Someone's gonna get hurt. Oh, you don't like women's fighting sports? It's the women aspect. I don't mind watching women fight. I find it pretty hot. I don't mean that even in like I like seeing the best compete regardless. But I grew up in wrestling in the Attitude Era, Vince McMahon. So I just grew up on lingerie fights and Trish Stratus. I was brainwashed real early. Stampede Wrestling as well in Calgary. Uh, there's women fighting there, and it was always pretty steamy. Michelle Waterton, was that her? Red Room, something like that. Roller derby I watched on Spike TV. Yes. Stacy Keebler, Trish Stratus. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't mind. Plus, yeah, it's good. It's checkmate. Hawk TD. Oh, that's good for me. That's good for me. Okay. That was. Elfier, thanks for the prime. Appreciate that. A 1 month streak. Yeah. Got to start somewhere. I'm not a real streamer. I'm actually a just chatting streamer. I've honestly been watching a lot of Below Deck. We've watched 3 fucking seasons in like 3 weeks. Pretty much that means we have to finish season 4 within a week to maintain that pace. And I'm actually committed to the part. So I'm ready for season 4 soon. The viewership and the energy is way higher for that than my chess. So, but Andrea's gonna be playing Jeff, and that should be exciting. Well, we have chess before Below Deck, but we're gonna get it. Don't worry. No worries. Jeff versus Andrea. They're not odds. He's not playing. She's not playing Dina with odds. She's just no. Jeff's 2188 blitz right now. It's not like they can't play chess. Playing with odds is not very healthy in general, unless you mean like point odds. But for people like training and stuff, it's not something generally you'd recommend. You want to simulate how the actual competition will be. Jeff's 1900 FIDE and close to 2100 CFC. So if you watched Andrea's Vegas Open, I think I was impressed. She was doing pretty well against 2000s and people close to that rating. So not a huge difference. Risky stuff. Sacking a piece here. Where I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think this is coming next. Trade it off. Below deck? No. Chess match. No below deck. Not yet. I'm going to take my sweet time. Hawkinson scored. That's always good. Yay. All right. Is Amon getting on a call? I haven't heard back. But we will switch the stream from here to upstairs once Fighter Moj is ready. Although we could technically watch the end of season 3, the reunion. We do technically have time before the chess starts. If we don't watch season 4, we could maybe squeeze in some of the reunion episode. But I want to make sure Tim Cannon's here and maybe Bucko and maybe a couple others. But there that could be a compromise. See, look at you guys. Look at the reactions. Amon wins. Below decks, everyone stands up, you know? Look at the reaction difference. There's even like guys who don't talk about chess, aren't even here for chess. They're just waiting for below deck to start. Amon wins, Cowboys win. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's do it. I'm We're done. There's 20 minutes left. We're not watching now because upstairs in a minute from now we have a Thirsty Thursday death match live from the Chess Bra house. Lethbridge Chess, aka Moj, is taking on Little Botez, aka Andrea Botez, who'll be chess boxing in LA against Dina. They're doing a blitz match, hopefully for stakes, hopefully for whatever, and that's going to be live. If you want to bet on it, go to the betting channel. Bach is in there. He's always in there for chess. All right. Guys, I'll see you upstairs. We do below deck later. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere though. I'm promise you there's gonna be some great action.